So in this hands-on, we will be creating our first EC2 instance. We will see how we can create a virtual server so quickly, and we will understand how we can create and configure different types of parameters. We will learn how we can start, stop, and terminate our instance. So we will be also using the user data script. That's how we can bootstrap our instance. So let's go for it. We have to click on instance, then we have to go on launch instance. So this is a notification for the latest updates by AWS. We're gonna cancel it. So when you click on launch instance, first of all you have to give a name tag in my first instance. Okay, so if you want to create new tags, you can click on add tags. You can create some different additional tags if you need that. So I just need this first one. After that we have application and OS images. If you want to use some AMIs that we will be covering in next sessions, so let's leave it here. So first of all I have to select which OS I want to use. So there are different available: Amazon or Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE, Debian, and which one of these are free tier eligible are shown by this tag, free tier eligible. You can select anyone as per your requirement. So I will be using in this tutorial Amazon Linux, that's free tier available, so that when you follow my training video you won't be billed for any of the like amount from AWS. So if it's a verified provider, then this green box will be shown, and you can also select the architecture of your OS. It's a 64-bit x86 oriented or ARM based. So I will be using this x86. So next, as in our previous segment we have covered different types of instance types that you are seeing here. So I will be using T2 micro here, but to show you, if I click here, then you can see different types of instance types are shown here. Is T2 micro, that's free tier eligible, and there are T2 large, extra large, nano, micro, small, and so much of available. If you click here and you select instance family, and there is like bunch of filters. I can use compute optimized, storage optimized, memory optimized. You just drop it, scroll down, and you can see all the family here. So let's go back to previous screen. We are using T2 micro, and then there comes key pair. So this will be used whenever you want to connect to your instance. You will be using this key pair. Either you are using PuTTY or you are using SSH. This key pair will be necessary for you. To create a new key pair, click on this, and you have to give this a name, my key pair. So there are two types available for each type. One is RSA, one is ED25519. The first one is encrypted private and public type of key, and the second one is not supported for Windows instances. So I'll be using the first one, and there is two formats available for this key type. One is .pem and the other is .ppk. If we will use the Windows based PuTTY, we will be using this .ppk. If we are using from this open SSH, then definitely go for first one. I click on create key pair, and as you can see, it downloaded a key in my local drive that we'll be using. Don't delete or don't lose this key, because whenever you're gonna connect, you will be requiring this. Then there is network settings, the VPC, the subnet, all these settings. So our main concern is here our security group. So in this security group we have to like select, either we're gonna select from the available existing security groups, or we're gonna create a new one. So I'm selecting this new one. So allow SSH traffic from anywhere, allow HTTPS traffic from anywhere, allow HTTP traffic from internet. So any types you want to select, just click this checkbox. Later on, then there's a storage section. That's one drive of 8 gigabits GP2 format, that is for our volume. So this will be created for our free tier customers. We can create up to 30 GBs of SSD oriented EBS volume. So next, there are advanced details. Just go down, scroll down, just leave it as it is and go for user data. As I mentioned in our first segment, the user data is used for bootstrapping of our instance, and I'm using these commands here. So these commands will be used for, like, script will be executed from top to bottom. And first of all, what I have done is I will update my instance. I will install HTTP server, and HTTP is our Linux 2 version. So then there are some different we can first start it, then we enable it, and after it's enabled, then there is just a message, a echo message command that will show hello world from our instance IP, and that's on this path. And then we're gonna click on launch instance type. So as you can see, it's creating my instance. It's like running, and hey, here we go, it just created my instance. So if I click on instances, as you can see, as I refresh here, the instance type is here. So its state is pending, because all of the user data script that I have written, that will be executed, and my instance type will be running, and it will be executed within couple of seconds. And you can see the tag that I have provided is the name of my instance. This is the ID of instance, and here we go. Within a few seconds our instance is running. So its type is T2 micro, and if you go here on these properties, this is the instance ID, this is the public ID of my instance, this is a private IP of my instance, and the state is running. And you can see its network related settings are here. Its type is T2 micro, that's free tier eligible. And if you go down, you can see it's Linux Amazon. And what's next, there are different things. Okay, so if you go on storage, you can see we have attached 8 gigabytes of memory to our instance. So these are all of the things that if you want to see the utilizations, all the health checks and monitorings of our instance, you can come here and check it out. And if you want to see the tags that I will just created a one tag, that you can see from here. So if you want to see what's inside this, so click on copy this public address and click on open address. So as you see, it's keep on loading. If I paste it here and I click enter here, so within no time our instance is up, and it has shown hello world from our IP, and this is our live, it's live here. So why it's not connected? Because it's from HTTPS, and as you have seen our network settings, if I do it from HTTP, here we go, it's up. So as you have seen, just from our public IP address we have connected to our instance, and it will be showing this address, this private address, that hello world from this address. Okay, so next is if we want to stop our instance, we can click on stop and it will give you a warning. Are you sure you want to stop this instance? I click on OK, stop it. So it's successfully stopped, and if I come here and I refresh it, as you can see it's just keep on loading my page, but as my instance is not available, it will keep on looking for my instance output, and if it will not find any output, then it will give, yeah, you can see it will give the site cannot be reached, and it took more time than expected, so error connection timeout will be displayed. So one thing that you have to keep in mind, that if I start this instance again, and it will run in like few seconds, and when I will see, first see, this was the public IP address of our previous instance. Now I stopped the instance and I restarted it. Now our public IP will be changed. So whenever this will go to running state, you can see this one address, that is our public address, will be changed. It will change to a new one. So here it is again. So this was our previous like 101, this one. So you can see our public IP address is changed. It was 121 previously, now it is 23. If I click on open and I just paste it here and I click on OK, and here we go. Just from our new IP address 2381.23 we got the hello world message. It's running. As you have seen, we just stopped an instance, we just started an instance, and it started our like instance within no time. And if we want to terminate this instance, first we have to stop this instance, then just wait of a couple of seconds and it shows it's stopping my instance. Just wait for it, and if you wanna like check the status, you can click on this refresh button. It will show you the refreshed status of the EC2 instance. So let's wait for this to stop so that we can terminate the instance. When we will terminate the instance, our instance will be wiped off from AWS cloud. So okay, now it's stopped, and I will go and click on terminate, and it will show the warning that an EBS backend instance, the default is root EBS, so deleted. Oh okay, so this means our storage that was connected to our instance, that will be lost. So that's for sure, that will be lost. So I will terminate it. You can see first it's shutting down my instance. When it will shut down, it will delete it from AWS. Yeah, okay, instance is terminated. So when I click on refresh, you can see this is no more available. Okay, so I cannot start and stop and reboot and hibernate. I cannot do this because it's no more here in the memory. Okay, so that's it for today's lecture. Let's move to next segment.